Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. To the One Bitcoin Show. Today is March the 10th, 2019. Buy and hold, strong hand, long-term thinking, offended by selling, unconfiscatable. No fancy sets or graphics here. Pure conviction. I'm not going anywhere. You know I do a news show here every single day of the week. Check out yesterday's show, linked to below, the Beyond Bitcoin show. I went wild on that. This week in Bitcoin was a good time. Murad could only be there for 1 minute because his internet connection was horrible. He will return. But we had Udi on from Tel Aviv and Boris on from the Netherlands. It was a rocking good time. We talked about, and you can check it out at techbalt.com, TECHBALT, disruptmeister.com. Follow me on Twitter at techbalt, TECHBALT. Yeah, that's like Tech and Baltimore. That's where I'm from originally, Baltimore. I'm in Tel Aviv right now. But something that we talked about was exchanges tracking people. And something that Udi brought up that I had never even thought of before is that one of the things that they're recording, they're tracking people's trading behavior so they can figure out people's trading techniques. And so they can sell their trading techniques, or so they can identify them on other exchanges where they're anonymous, but where they're using the same technique. And they're like, oh, well, that's Mr. X. He uses that technique on Coinbase. That's clearly him over there. All sorts of, watch the show if you care about privacy. And I thought that was, I never really thought about that before, that for all you people who, I'm offended by selling, of course, for all you people who feel the need to trade your precious Bitcoin, they're figuring out how your mind works, dude, and they're selling it, and they're learning from you, and they're going to copy your successful trading technique, so it's no longer successful when they sell it to everyone else. Ouch! That's why you got to have a strong hand. Don't play those games. I know some of you like to watch shows that are all about that. Dude, you're better off picking your freaking nose. Hey, I'm sad to put it to you that. It's sad to put it to you that way. You're wasting your time. And I know some of you like to look at women's fronts that are on shows like that or whatever, but that's pathetic. I mean, you can just go to the porn site and watch that. I said a word that I'm probably not supposed to say here. Sorry, young children watching this. I'm sorry, young children, teenagers or whoever. But there's some old guys here that value their wealth in women and don't value their wealth in Bitcoin. So they watch these shows with like women telling them to trade or something. I don't even know. Okay, so let's continue. Let's continue here. For those of you who actually have strong hands and don't need to like worry about what the price is going to be in 2 seconds in fiat, for those of you who have long-term thinking and are not impulsive and don't need female approval or validation, even though they're not validating you when they're on the internet. Trust me. The crypto dividend that's coming out on April 20th, and yeah, that's 420. I also recommend you don't 420 too much, but Ken Bozak probably recommends the opposite. Pound that like button. MWC coin, Mimblewimble coin, they have their Discord. All of that just to say they have a Discord link to below. It just came out, so I know people are interested in that, and some people like Discord, so go down there. Oh, we talked about the Canadians tax authority. The Canadian tax authorities sending out the questionnaire to Canadian citizens about the cryptocurrency they hold. And I started to think about that, and I was like, well, I wonder if the Quadriga hack or loss of all those coins, that took place in Canada. So I do wonder if they triggered this a little bit. I don't know. Just got me thinking. Like, maybe now they really want to get, they want to virtue signal to all the people out there. Oh, look, we're investigating. We want to know what everybody holds in terms of cryptocurrency so we can prevent another Quadriga. Now, they haven't said that. By the way, Udi told me tonight, I was at the Tel Aviv Bitcoin Embassy, and Udi, who was on my show the other day, he's there. I mean, it's cool. You hang out with some big names in crypto at the Tel Aviv Bitcoin Embassy. But he told me that a guy from the Canadian Tax Authority I should have looked this up before the show. I forgot to. I mean, I got a lot of things going on. I got to get out of here very soon. I'm going to Los Angeles in a couple of days, come back to America. But yeah, some guy from the Canadian tax authorities trolling Francis on Twitter. It's like, that doesn't seem right. That seems crazy. Now, again, I didn't. I mean, I believe Udi. I haven't looked it up yet. That's for tomorrow's show, I guess. I'm gonna we'll go check out, follow Francis and see if he's being trolled by some guy from the Canadian tax authority. That would be pretty wacky, man. I mean, I would hope if that happened in the United States, if someone from the IRS started trolling me, that they would be fired immediately. They're supposed to be a public servant. They're not supposed to be like trolling crypto personalities and saying that they're going to get implying financial threats and stuff. Okay, I'll write that down here right now. Check out Francis. Well, you see, this is how I create a show. Check out Francis on Monday. All right, I'll do his feed. Francis. Okay, moving on. What is the next thing here? All right, Andreas Antonopoulos. Oh my God, did he have one of his best videos ever? Now there's a guy you should watch. Now that you should watch. The stuff about, well, what's it going to be worth tomorrow? This, that, and the other. That, yeah, you're better off picking your nose with that. But Andreas, the complete opposite. That's what you instead of picking your nose or watching boobies, you should watch Andreas. I mean, this video, one of the best ever. And he's talking about the zero-sum game mentality that people have. And that's the way, that's the mentality a lot of people have in the regular world because of government interference. The government does pick losers and winners, and it does help some companies. And so, I mean, there's just a certain mentality that people have. Like, either you're the winner and if you're taking, then the other person is losing. If you're creating, if you're gaining customers, the other person is losing customers, and that's the zero-sum game mentality. And people bring it into the crypto space, but that's not true. Everyone can be a winner here. Everyone can be a winner here, and he talks about that. He talks about the cycle of the people from outside the crypto space, the zero-sum gamers, he calls them, coming into the space. And they're the ones that help pump up all the prices of everything and create all this wild hype. And they come and go. They come and go, he says. And that is part of the cycle. I liked how he talked about the cycle. He said that one thing you can ask some of the ICOer types that come into the space, the zero-sum gamers, is what is their definition of success for your product? And usually they don't really have an answer. Is not a zero-sum game like on the other side of the fence with the regulators. This is the free market. So here in the free market, in a true free market, it's not a zero-sum game. There can be a lot of winners, and and you can learn a lot. Again, I say Bitcoin is the best, okay? But there can be other coins. We have to recognize that. And you can, if someone else succeeds, then copy it. So a lot of people are trying to copy Bitcoin. Good for them. Good for them. Let them copy. But and then in some of these altcoins, they're going to fail. Some of the things they try are going to totally fail. They're going to fall on their face. We'll learn from it. That's what you get in the free market. You learn from mistakes, and then you make your product stronger, and you copy other products that are successful. So, hey, it's great. You create more pies, as they say. Okay, and the unnecessary, this is me. The unnecessary hate in this side of the space is unproductive, and some people are going to learn that the hard way, since this is the free market, and it's in the free market. If you're being unproductive and other people are being productive, then you're going to see. Well, you'll learn that, hey, your product isn't performing as well as the one where the people are taking the positive, productive, learning from their mistakes attitude, instead of being this defensive, attacking type attitude. it isn't very productive. And, you know, and a lot of that does come, that type of mentality comes from not the Bitcoin space, but the regular world. And yeah, the mob, what's this say? Don't try to fit into the mob. That's me adding that. Ignore, fitting in is overrated, go your own way. All right. So, and Andreas is the Creative Commons. That's another way he describes the space. It's the Creative Commons. Yeah, again, you borrow from other ideas that are in the space. Everybody puts an idea out there. You don't have to pay for other people's ideas. You just copy their ideas. And so that's the innovation. He talked about the crypto. He said that when he was speaking in, I think it was in Chile, they sold out very fast. And in Seattle, they didn't sell out at all. And he talked about the crypto winter in the northern hemisphere and the crypto summer in the southern hemisphere, because in the southern hemisphere, people need it. They actually need it, like in South Africa. While in Seattle, you don't need Bitcoin right now. You don't need Bitcoin. So he said that, at least in terms of interest in his talks, that it was in the southern hemisphere, it was definitely heating up because people really want to learn to because they need it. But in Seattle and such, where ICOs are down now, people aren't as interested in it. So it's a good video. Check it out. All righty. What else? Oh, so here is there was an event in Washington D.C. Last week, and United States Congressman Tom Emmer calls for a cryptocurrency tech revolution. Okay, so there's this. Okay, many, including those in this town, would like to focus only on blockchain and ignore or criticize cryptocurrency. Oh, he seems. They will tell us that Bitcoin is used by criminals and the blockchain is a real innovation. It's true. There are illicit transactions, but that should not be a reason to totally dismiss cryptocurrency. Wow, we got a congressman who's really a fan of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and is not just talking blockchain nonsense. Pound that like button. Now, again, we can't put the dude on the pedestal. Maybe he's doing this as a gimmick. I don't personally know the guy or anything like that. But let's take a step back here. This is Tom Emmer, and he's actually a congressman from Minnesota. Congressperson from Minnesota. So when we're talking Congress people from Minnesota that have been in the news lately, whoa, what he's talking about, whoa, much rather be on his side than, oh God. Okay, so, but again, who makes the news? Who makes it? He doesn't make the mainstream news for talking about sound financial decisions. We got somebody else making the news for socialism, communism, scapegoating, conspiracies, Anyway, so, and that's the thing. He is 12.2. He's only got a few more followers than I do on Twitter. I mean, this guy. But compare that to the congresswoman from Minnesota that's been in the news lately, who has like 107,000 followers. And that's only on their congressional accounts. On their campaign accounts, she really rocks him. So again, that just shows you the way of the world. I mean, the way of the world is, let's talk intersectional women's issues. Who's being oppressed? Who's the victim? This guy, this guy, he's no victim. He doesn't want to be a victim. He's not into conspiracies. He's into Bitcoin. This is a congressman. Yeah, it sounds like he's pretty cool here. Again, maybe he could change his mind all of a sudden. But compared to the one that's been in the news lately from Minnesota, my Lord, woo, what a world of difference. So he goes on to say, 2019 is the year of blockchain. Okay, you didn't have to say that. You could have said Bitcoin, but that's good enough. Thank you, Digital Chamber, for welcoming me back to DC Blockchain Summit. Oh, that's why he said it, because he had to use the title of the summit to share my thoughts on the future of this revolutionary technology. I will continue to make it the of cryptocurrency in the halls of Congress. Dude, if you do that, if you really are the #1 dude in the halls of Congress for cryptocurrency, that's good. That's good. Again, Bitcoin's going to do what Bitcoin's going to do, okay? They could try to make laws to stop Bitcoin. It's not going to stop Bitcoin. But if there's a guy that understands that, who wants to make it easier for Bitcoin, who wants to convince his fellow sane congressmen, and again, obviously there's some from his own state who are completely not sane. But again, I don't want to put anybody on a pedestal here, but hey, some good news from DC once in a while from Minnesota. Hey, why not mention it? Why not mention it? And so Representative Tom Emmer, good luck to you. Let the free market, watch that Andreas video that I recommended above. Watch that, learn about the free market and how there should be all sorts of experimentation. Encourage experimentation. Encourage the citizens of Minnesota. Make the laws in make Minnesota. Well, no, that's not your job. But talk to the governor and the state representatives inside of Minnesota. And have them have state laws that or make it very friendly. Learn from Wyoming, not from Texas. What's going on in Texas? Usually Texas is very free market. Well, let's go to that story here. This is commenting on the situation there from a tweeter. Congratulations, Texas. You're the first state to formally attack and attempt to ban anonymous use of cryptocurrency in the U.S. Okay, so there is some proposal in the Texas state legislature. It's not worded very well, and I have no idea why the guy even proposed this. But it's basically to de-anonymize any possible crypto transactions. They don't want anything to be anonymous. That if you accept Bitcoin, you got to know who it's from, and they got to know who it's going to. And again, it shows you that the 50 states are 50 different places of experimentation. Wyoming will do things one way. Texas will do things another way. Hopefully, they're not going to do it that way. New York will do things one horrible way. So again, this guy in Texas is actually a Republican. I have no idea. I wonder if someone put him up to doing this, to proposing this. Matt Odell has a good and again, it's linked to below. You can read. I don't want to get into the specifics of it. It's a terrible law. But he says, Matt Odell sums it up. Verifying identity digital currency means a digital currency that allows the true identities of the sender and the receiver to be known before a person has access to another person's digital wallet. Texas will just be shooting themselves in the foot if they pass this bill, and I don't think they're going to pass this bill. It would be shooting themselves in the foot. And just who would want to do business, mess with crypto there if they do that? Okay, but hey, it's not just Texas that's worried about the anonymous side of crypto. France is worried about. This is from Forbes, from Kyle Torpley, who's a good writer. Ban anonymous cryptocurrencies, says French National Assembly. Claims it would be appropriate to propose a ban on activity related to cryptocurrencies built with the goal of providing greater levels of anonymity, to users. So yeah, they think this French dude thinks it's a good idea to ban cryptocurrencies that would make things more anonymous. He doesn't like anonymous. All right, great. Okay, French, do what you're going to do over there. I don't know if that'll go far either. Who knows? They got other issues over there. But it's good to see what the different politicians of the world are thinking about. We got a guy from Minnesota who seems to be on the right track. We got a guy in Texas who seems to be in the wrong track. And we've got a dude in France that's definitely on the wrong track there. But again, Bitcoin's going to do what it's going to do. Pound that like button. The politicians, they're not going to be able to stop it. And the funny thing is, if a lot of jurisdictions go the strict way with cryptocurrency, then other jurisdictions will be smart. They're like, hey, we want the business, and they'll go the way of like letting do what you want to do. And Wyoming is already going in a great direction. We had Caitlin Long on the This Week at Bitcoin show last week. Check that out at techbalt.com. She's great. And, I got to visit Wyoming one of these days. I'll visit one. Again, I was there as a younger Bitcoin Meister. Well, I wasn't even the Bitcoin Meister yet. There was no Bitcoin. I drove through there once, but yeah, I got to return once things in my life get back to normal, which will be in October, actually. So not that things are that crazy, but there, I've got some extra responsibilities until October. And we've been over that in other shows before. So, okay, let's talk about the Bprivate HitBTC celebration. Insanity over there. Insanity. You've got to check out all the links I have below about this HitBTC Bprivate thing. Bprivate has sent a legal letter to HitBTC saying that that HitBTC did something wrong. Okay. First of all, in the letter, there's a lot of revealing things. Bprivate initially paid HitBTC a $500,000 in Bitcoin listing fee. Yes, back in the day, Bprivate gave HitBTC a $500,000 worth of Bitcoin to be listed on their exchange. And this is what it degenerates into. It degenerates into HitBTC trying to extract Bprivate from Bprivate developers because they say that the coin burning got rid of users' funds. And that's impossible. It's impossible that happened because any user funds that were on HitBTC were brought there by users. Thus, they had already been moved. Thus, they could not be in the coin burn. What appears to be going on is that the Bitcoin that was at HitBTC at the time of the initial fork, HitBTC was going to keep the Bprivate from the customer's Bitcoin. So you've always wondered, what happens, if I've got Bitcoin at an exchange and there are all these crypto dividends, there are all these forks going on, what happens to my Bitcoin? What happens to my fork, to the crypto dividends that come out? Well, we're starting to see now, with this, it looks like the exchange quietly keeps it and then helps and hopes to somehow dump it, or I don't know what well, apparently theirs got burnt because they never moved it. And they don't. I don't know why they didn't even know how to burn. They didn't know how to move it. Like an exchange only deals with cryptocurrencies. Okay, so if there's going to be a coin burn and they've got a lot of something around that's going to get burnt, they should have the technical skill to be able to move it. And they did consult the Bprivate people, and then told the Bprivate people, well, you didn't tell us in time. Okay, it is all linked to below. Something else that I linked to below is that apparently there's now only 4.6 million Bprivate left. And there were 20.5 million. This is after the coin burn. This is an estimate. This is not official. It's provisional. But I also got that. I've got other links. There is actually an article from Cointelegraph about this now. There is another. Because this is that. The legal letter is linked to below. So there's a lot of information there. This, I guess, is another strength of airdrops over forks. You don't have to worry about something like this happening. Exchanges aren't going to sign up for airdrops, I don't think. They're not going to be able to. So, if you're trying to create a new crypto dividend, I think you might want to go the airdrop route, because if you go the fork route, you're going to get these exchanges are just going to fork off their Bitcoin and get your crypto dividend and just dump it and just enrich themselves. They're going to have no interest in it at all. Or with an airdrop, at least you're going to get people signing up that actually have mild interest in your crypto dividend and everything. To below, it reveals a lot about the current state of exchanges in this space. HitBTC is like the 13th largest exchange on earth, and their practices, if these practices are true, that are detailed in this legal letter, and it's disgusting. And again, it's another reason why you should not be playing on these exchanges. Because again, if they're willing to do this to an entity that gave them $500,000 in Bitcoin, What were they willing to do to you? I mean, how they gonna lie to you? So something to consider. And I'm glad that Cointelegraph did cover this story, because it does deserve, it opens up a lot of different questions. You know, what do exchanges do with forked coins? How how can an exchange lie? And you know, the funny thing is, the exchange, I also linked to their blog post, the HitBTC blog post about this, and they totally spin it like it's a positive. They're like, well, you know, there was this coin burn, so we got rid of Bprivate, and we're still crediting our users the Bprivate that was lost, even though the users' Bprivate was never lost. It was never lost. It was never burnt, unless they lost it somehow. So yeah, link to it below. Very interesting. Interesting. Now, you know, in some of these threads, when I was investigating this situation, and this is something to take very seriously, there was a fake account in all these threads from something called BTC Private Admin. Okay, so it makes it look like it's a Twitter account that has something to do with BTC Private. And it said in this tweet, "Hello, user, please message our technical team on well, it gives an address, a Yahoo address, which you know is fake, but a lot of people don't, to help you get your issue resolved." Because people were asking questions. You know, this thread conjured up a lot of questions. So this fake account comes in there and says, "Hey, we're the tech guys at Bprivate. You know, email us." And probably what they would do is like, "Hey, send us your private key and we'll help you out." Be very careful on Twitter when you get into these subject matters where there is controversy, where there are a lot of questions, where if you are a user that's, you know, stuck on an exchange with a certain altcoin, and then you see that altcoins admin Twitter out there, you're like, "Oh, well, yeah, I need them to they gave an email address. Let them answer my question." Don't fall for that. I linked to it below. You can check it out. Obviously, don't email the person, but it's just an example of the fraud that is out there. So it's so funny. There's a thread talking about the apparent fraud going on at a exchange, or the apparent lies going on at an exchange. And then, well, they tried to defraud Bprivate, it appears. And then you've got a tweet that is trying to defraud the people reading the thread. I mean, and again, people fall for this. You know, be very patient. Take it slow when you're reading this type of stuff. This is the wild, wild west out there. You know, and again, probably that Twitter account will get banned eventually, hopefully, because it's a scam account trying to trick people into sending their private keys. But be careful. All right, we got a super chat here. Molotov Cocktail sent $1.99 in the super chat. Thank you. He has a smiley face and then a cherry next to it. All right. It's like from Pacman. Pacman used to go around and eat the cherry. I mean, that's what it almost looks like there. The smiley face looks like the Pacman, kind of. If only games were. Those were the days of Pacman, Miss Pacman. Yeah, the arcade. All righty. Did I ever tell you guys the story about how my father of blessed memory, he actually had an arcade video game. Yeah, and because of the vending company that my family was involved in, so we had an for many years, up to the recent times. We had an arcade game at my house. That's why I like Pac-Man. We had a junior Pac-Man machine, and so, you know, sometimes when I'm in you'll stumble upon a Miss Pac-Man machine in Brooklyn at some hipster place. And man, I can play that Miss Pac-Man for like a long time. I played my junior Pac-Man back in the day. Don't waste your time playing Pac-Man. But thank you, Dad, for that awesome present back in the whole. All my friends loved it too. You know, you got this old. You know, people look arcade. That's so. That's old school, man. Meister's got the arcade. You know, it was popular. My friends really enjoyed playing Junior Pac-Man also. Yeah, I just went off on a total tangent, but you got a little insight into the Bitcoin Meister's life. Pound that like button. All right, so yeah, I like to think about good memories from my father too. You got to treasure those memories and treasure the time when you have with the people you love, man. You don't know when it's gonna. But hey, keep it positive. Now, hey, let's keep it positive here with the Litecoin Foundation. Oh yeah, there's something called the Litecoin Foundation out there, and they send me emails for some reason. But that's all right, because sometimes there's some pretty interesting emails. Now, this is kind of old news, but there's a reason I'm bringing up this old news. As K-pop as K-pop continues April 6th. Okay, dudes. Why am I saying all this? Because it's marketing by the Litecoin Foundation. And you know what? I like marketing. If you've got a foundation somehow, why not? If you're an altcoin, why not market yourself? But you see, I hope that the Litecoin fans who are like, oh, this is awesome. I hope you guys weren't like ragging on Dash back in the day saying, oh, how can Dash do marketing? Again, this is the Creative Commons out there. Some people are trying the marketing approach. Some of the coins are doing the marketing approach. And again, Bitcoin can't do the marketing approach. As individuals, we market Bitcoin. But, Dash literally has a whole setup to, pay the people. And Litecoin has a foundation to do this. So good. Let them do the marketing. Let them, I have discussed this before. If cryptocurrency is going to be a $10 trillion industry, and Bitcoin is 90% dominant, I mean, that leaves like $1 trillion for the altcoins in value. Okay, so you want to be a top tier altcoin in that situation. So you better believe you want to market yourself in these early days. Now, what does Litecoin do? I don't know what the heck Litecoin does. I don't know what makes it so special or different or whatever. But they're trying to get the word out there. Most people in the United States of America haven't heard of any cryptocurrency at all, and most people in the United States of America, 95% at least. At the very least, don't own any cryptocurrency. Probably 98%, 99% don't own any. So, hey, if you're at your K-pop concert, you're some young person, and you're aware of technology, and you'll see this Litecoin thing, maybe you'll go for it. April 6th. Hey, I'll be back in Baltimore. Should I drive down to Virginia to what? No, I will not be doing that. Of course not. Never. But I will tell you guys something. April 5th is a lucky day for me. Through the years, it's been a pretty good day. I've done pretty well with women on that day. I'll tell you the truth. Pound that like button. But that's not how you value your wealth. So, continue. Just a side note. April 5th. There's lots of, and it's not just women. It's not other people. Someone, a relative of mine was married on that day. I mean, all sorts of good things that have happened on that day. There was a bar mitzvah on that day a long time ago. It's just, there's certain days for me that are good. April 5th has always been a good day. June the 3rd, that was a good day. There's other days. What's another one? Oh, yeah, of course. February 15th. February 15th and April 5th are the best ones. But maybe February 5th might be that. February 15th might be better. And again, none of these days are my birthday, by the way, either. Just to put that out there. If people are trying to guess my birthday. And I've given hints about when I'm born before. I think some people can catch them, but I'm not gonna. I don't tell my darn birthday. I guess if you wanted to stalk me, you probably could figure it out. I don't know. But yeah, clearly since I do a new show every day, I have been on the air on my birthday before. You have no idea it's my birthday. I don't mention. So, okay. Moving on. Oh, my podcast. Yes. We're in podcast form right now. Remember that? Hang on. What's this? Pocket Cast. Pocket Cast also has my podcast now, I'm supposed to say. So the link to below is to anchor.fm/BitcoinMeister. You can get all my podcasts, these videos in podcast form. Some of you like that. But now it's also on Pocket Cast right now. I don't know how you get it there, but if you've got access to Pocket Cast, then they're there too. Okay. So if you don't like seeing my face, and if you like listening to it in the gym on your podcast player. I don't know. Have fun. R. Rafterman sent $1 and he said nothing. Thank you, dude. That's nice. I appreciate the support. I also want to say that at another one of my email accounts, not the one that the Litecoin people contact me at, but yet another one, and I don't know how people even find these darn things. I've got like 8 different email accounts, dude. So it's somehow they all get crypto stuff sent to them. I got an email from a ransom email. I got a ransom email, and it was from. It appeared to be from my own email address. Okay, so it was from an Adam email address to that same email address to make it look like they had hacked into my email, okay, which they had not. And it was threatening. It was saying, hey, clearly we've gotten into your email account. We're watching you on your computer, and we know that you looked at, it was saying all this crazy stuff, making all these, and again, it was so funny. You could tell it wasn't even typed in there. They had like embedded a picture of the message in there. Okay, so I couldn't even copy and paste the Bitcoin address that they listed in there to send the ransom to. So basically they said, hey, we know what you're looking at on your computer and the videos that you're watching and what you're doing when you're watching those videos, which is hilarious because they're saying that I watch, dirty videos, which I don't do. So, I mean, it's fake. Well, I know it's fake for a number of reasons, but it's obviously fake. But I mean, they must know that so many people must watch dirty videos that they send out the same exact email to everyone. That, I mean, some people must get scared when they see it. And it says, send how much $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. They said send $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, and it shows you how to buy the Bitcoin. Again, they had no idea that they're sending it to the Bitcoin Meister either. They have no idea they're sending it to someone who has knowledge of Bitcoin because it gives all these instructions and stuff. I don't actually. Wait, I had it open before. Wait, maybe I'll read it to you. You want me to read it? This dirty thing to you? Is it open still? Your account was hacked. Renew the password right now. You may not know me, and you obviously are certainly wondering for what reason you're receiving this electronic message proper. I mean, again, who is this guy? I am an attacker who exploited your email box and devices and gadgets a few months ago, and the words are combined. It's clearly written by someone who doesn't know English. Do not waste your time and make an attempt to get in touch with me or seek me. In fact, it's not possible because I directed this message using your hacked account. I installed malware software to the adult videos site, and suppose you have watched this website to have some fun. You realize what I really mean? When you have been keeping an eye on these great vids, your browser began functioning like a RDP remote control, having a keylogger, which granted me the ability to access your monitor and web camera. Okay, so it goes on and on. Good. In my opinion, $1,000 will be a good price for our little riddle. You'll do the deposit by Bitcoin. If you don't recognize this, search how to purchase Bitcoin in any search engine. My Bitcoin wallet address, and he lists an address. It's not a SegWit one. Pound that like button. He's not up on the SegWit, is he? He's on the one. Yeah, okay. And again, you will have 2 days in order to make this payment. People, first of all, don't watch dirty videos, and then you won't even, you'll know that you don't. This isn't real, but no. This is, hey, this is a growing trend. This is clearly a growing trend. If I randomly out of the blue got a what's this, a ransom email about Bitcoin, then hey, it's a growing trend. And unfortunately, people are going to send for that. You're under no threat at all. Your email wasn't hacked. Basically, probably someone who knows me's email account was hacked, and they stole every email address from that person's address book, and then just wrote an email to every person threatening them. But yeah, don't fall for that stuff. Now, if your computer ever gets locked, that's a different thing. That's a whole nother level of, some people have to pay them off. It's an unfortunate use case. R. Rafterman, okay, yeah, and Crypto Shrugged author. Thank you for the $10, dude. And yes, he's been on the show before. Get his book. Crypto Shrugged author. Leave your URL in there again. I'll post it under. Well, leave it in the chat so the people watching live can get your book, of course. But yeah, he's been on the show before. He's a knowledgeable crypto dude. He's actually the tallest man in all of cryptocurrency. That's not a lie. He's 7'3". So yes, tallest man in all of cryptocurrency. Crypto Shrugged author. Been on the This Week in Bitcoin show before. So thank you for the $10 of support, and pound that freaking like button. All right, what else do we have here? This. I talk about how I don't like destruction, how I like creativity in the space. I don't like people threatening to destroy other coins. Now, there's something called destroydao.com. Destroyer.dao.com. Destroyer, DAO.com. I linked to it below. So let me read you about this thing. Why would I burn my illiquid? And basically, you're supposed to send your altcoins to this address. They use another word. I'm not going to use it as a dirty word. To this address, and it helps fund their DAO. Okay, you can check it out. It's an interesting idea. Why would I burn my illiquid altcoins? Because they're worthless altcoins, and you may never see liquidity event again. Well, that's interesting. Why support scam when you can support the weapon of mass destruction of scams? What are the long-term benefits of the Destroyer DAO? The hope is to create a balance within the ecosystem that prevents the future creation of scammy projects by providing signals and consequences ahead of time. Our hope is investors will ultimately ask why this new token overvalue the Destroyer DAO token. Okay, yes. Why buy a new token over the Destroyer DAO token? If not, why wouldn't this team join the Destroyer DAO ecosystem? Well, will coins be burned, pump from Destroyer DAO burn events? Okay, so they're saying if you've got an altcoin, you send it to Destroyer DAO to destroy it. Won't some of these altcoins pump because there'll be less of them? Potentially, yes. By decreasing the supply of the altcoin may pump if there's any volume on any exchange. The long-term hope is to use burning events of token projects as a negative signal for traders. We're also exploring ideas on how to reduce some of these effects with zero-knowledge proofs. Okay, so there's it's an interesting concept, but it does involve destruction. It involves people being aggressive against these altcoins. Now, again, if you're stuck as a bag holder with some of these altcoins and they're like totally dead, then yeah, I guess, throw them over to this thing and see what happens. You get this DAO token. Maybe it will gain in value. I don't know. If you were on the creative side of things instead of the destructive side of things, you could take over that altcoin and repackage it, remarket it, fork it off and airdrop it to Bitcoin holders and see what happens. That what I was talking about, the altcoin parallel universe where every altcoin should be airdropped to Bitcoin holders. You could do that instead of just destroying the altcoin, trying to destroy altcoin. So again, this is an interesting concept. I am one who, if someone came to me from a dead altcoin, I would say, yo, airdrop it to Bitcoin holders. Give it to the rock of holders, the unique beast of holders, and see what happens. But check it out. It's linked to below. There's some Bitcoin guys out there, a lot of them, and I actually like to eat meat also. But there's this theme, and a lot of people ask me about it. Bitcoin people like meat. They like to eat a lot of meat. That's cool. That's cool. The low carb thing is definitely watch my Saturday show for the health tips and everything. We're not going to get into that. But I think for Bitcoin holders, at least, the health that we're talking about health experimentation here, eating experimentation, doing things that are outside the norm, not fitting into the 3 meals a day, chugging your face with beer and carbs and all that. Why not experiment with the intermittent fasting and the fasting? That is deferral of gratification. And I have mentioned this many a time, actually, that my fasting, and then, I fast 22 hours every single day. And then there are some, so far this year, there's been how many days now? I think there's been like 8 days of at least 42-hour or 44-hour fast. Basically, I just skip a total day. But that's neither here nor there. Intermittent fasting, that is definitely deferral, that's self-control, deferral of gratification. That goes with the Bitcoin long-term thinking, I think, more than the meat eating. But I think the meat eating definitely is more glamorous, right? I mean, chugging your face with this exquisite meat on a stick, that looks a lot better than just like drinking water for 48 hours in a row. Pound that like button and drink some water, right? Yet I only drink water, baby. Seriously, I've only had water to drink, no juices or alcohol or anything since about 2014 or 2015. I know I had alcohol, definitely had wine in 2014. I know. So yeah, I don't think I have anything else to drink since 2015 or 14. Yeah, the healthy living, baby. Okay, last thing before I get out of here. Alistair Milne has, but yeah, the intermittent fasting, it makes your hands even stronger. Seriously, it does. It's the deferral of gratification. Any way that you can practice deferral of gratification, you're going to get a stronger hand. Okay, so final thing is from Alistair Milne. Just 15 months or 450 days until the next Bitcoin halving event. Halving hype. Can't wait for everyone to say it's already priced in for the next 12 months. It isn't. Yeah, there are some people who think that it's priced in. Now, I will say this. Miners have a strategy of how much they're going to hold, okay? Their strategy is already, the miners know their strategy, okay? This is true. But to say that the market has priced in, no. Because so many people that make up the Bitcoin market, the trading market, the 80%ers, the whatever, they have never heard of it before. So once they know about it, then they'll start to price it in. Then they'll, wait a second, there's going to be less Bitcoin produced, less new Bitcoin produced after May of whatever day it is in 2020. Then they'll start to buy it. Yeah, so no. Eventually the market does price it in. I mean, eventually when everybody does find out about it, I don't know how long it's going to take everybody to find out about it. It'll be priced in, but no, not now. No, it's not priced in right now. Not at all. Not at all. And it's just, I don't see how you logically can say that when the market does not even know about it. The full market does not. And you got to take into consideration every player in the market, even all the irrational 80% traders. Okay. And they don't know about it yet. So no, it can't be priced in if they don't know. They do learn about it. Again, we saw leading up to the 2016 halving, more and more people were finding out about it, and the price started going up until it didn't go up anymore. And then it actually went down some before the halving. So just wanted to say that. You'll hear that. There's a lot of repetitive FUD that it's all cyclical. Stuff that we heard 4 years ago, we're going to hear right now again. Gonna get used to it. Just have a strong hand. Pound that like button. Bang that bell button, people. Click on those squares if you're watching this tape. I'm Adam Meister, Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you dudes in the chat. Thanks for all the support. Retweet it. TechBalt, TCHBALT. See ya.